Oh, this video isn't really about gameplay in the event because I don't think there's a lot I can really contribute in terms of tips on how to play the event better than normal. This is more sort of for posterity. I think the lesson from this event had nothing to do with actual gameplay. It was more the fact that I think I misplayed my lodge in the event. What I mean by that is, at this point, SP is at a point where we can hit 25k standing on our heads. You can see that last time we were in top seven. It's like we've never gotten less than gold crate, and it's just maybe the lodge has become complacent. But either way, suddenly this event came, and this Titan event is just something that we've never seen before. Or SP is sort of a newer lodge, and suddenly, you know, half our players are thinking, you know what, like no, to hell with this. Like, I don't like this event. I absolutely hate it. And I see, I'm only sort of recording this right now because I've got the 12 wins. Because I've hit 12 wins before, but I'm not enjoying it. So I'm not recording them because I don't think there's any point talking about the run like I normally would. And this is more just me talking to myself about, so that later, if this happens again, maybe I can sort of go over what I was thinking this time. And maybe just try and play things a bit better because to begin with, it seemed fine. I didn't want to play the event. I had I was going to hit minimum and then I was mostly just going to stay out of it. And I thought most of our lodge was going to do that. And it would have been preferable if we were all in or we were all out. Just for reputation, I'd have rather kept gold crate because we've always got that's sort of my thing when I'm recruiting is we always get gold crate. We've never not gotten gold crate, even at the beginning when we had players that, were all over the place. Like right when we were beginning, and we just sort of, you don't know what you're going to get. We had a mixed bag, but over time, like SP is now like 6 months old or so, and slowly bit by bit, like we've recruited in better and better players, and the players at the bottom of our lodge can 600 isn't a challenge for any of these players, but the biggest issue was just everyone hated the event. They didn't want to play it. So I thought we were out. And then it just became like this mixed up situation where something like, Doom Trooper, who's actually Turberus, is getting 1800. And at that point, I'm starting to think, well, if a player is willing to put in 1800 points, they deserve a reward, right? Like, that's not. We all needed to be all in because if we're all in, I think we could hit 25k standing ahead. We all hated the event, but I think if we were all in right from the beginning, now we're in this just annoying situation where we've got 4 days left and we're at 16k, and we're still probably going to hit 25k. If we don't, I'm just going to keep doing this. It's actually been a while since I've done this, where I've sort of the lodge has been at the spot where I've been like, right, well, I sort of have to get my act together. I normally prefer recruiting over like making massive runs or just sitting down and playing loads and loads. I take more joy out of just us all working together and reaching a common goal. But once this is happening and Loki's got, okay, this guy quite literally came in and he was saying, look, my previous lodge, sort of deteriorated a bit. They were hitting gold crate, but they're not anymore. And I was saying, gold crate isn't a problem for us. He comes in, he hits 2k. Like, he deserves a gold crate, and there is absolutely no excuse for not forgetting gold crate, apart from, as I said, sort of like this misplay with the lodge. Not the event itself. The event was just terrible, but just, if people were going to do this, then we need to be clear and just go, look, like, I know this is rubbish, but it's equally rubbish for all of us. But I only really started doing that sort of halfway through the event. I didn't even really think about it. And then, we're like 5, 6, 7 days in. Suddenly we've got players that deserve the gold crate, but we've got other players that just aren't interested. Like, honestly, what is, there is really no excuse for any of these, like all of these players, most of these players, I'm pretty sure all of these players actually, players I've recruited myself, apart from Sinbad, who 7 recruited, and I recruited 7 in the first place. It's just frustrating. I don't know. Was I supposed to just from day one of the event go, just no? I know it's absolute rubbish, but you have to hit minimum, Or was I supposed to say, look, no one bother with this event, like it's not worth it. Now we've got 4 days to get our act together, and it's just put pressure on us we didn't need. I mean, Sinbad as well could have. I mean, there's no question that anyone could hit minimum, but I mean, Sinbad sort of did one run and he just wasn't enjoying it. Normally, you know, Sinbad can hit 7, 8K, not exactly easily, but he's hit 10K before. There's a reason he's a captain. There's a reason that Seven is a captain. And it's just due to work and other things because I've been suffering from that as well. I've just been working constantly. I've had very few days off, so I can understand. But you know, I mean, like I said, this video is more so I can just sort of talk, like, try and think things through. I really don't know what to do in this situation. At the end as well, I mean, if I've now, you know, sort of said in Discord, and I've said on here quite a bit, okay, look, we've got players here that have done they've made their contribution, they've done what they need to do, you know, and if we'd all done exactly the same amount, then we would have gold crate, you know, plain and simple. And normally the general feeling I have is if you all hit minimum, then you know, as a captain, don't worry about anything else. As long as you at least hit minimum, I'm hoping for more and I expect more normally because I know you can all do more. But if you all hit minimum, then actually reaching gold crate isn't your problem anymore. As a captain, it's my problem. Like it's my responsibility to get to gold crate. No, it's just a game. I just to sort of enjoy us all working together, reaching a common goal. And I'm just frustrated. Like this isn't SP. Like this is other lodges have this. You know, we just have players that aren't contributing in events or sort of they suddenly go off the grid. I mean, you can see stars next to everyone. Everyone's an active player. We've got ridiculously high ranks. Everyone's been focusing on ranks because they didn't realize we're focusing on the event. Oh, is it too harsh to say from day one, look, it's crap and you all hate it, but you have to do it? I don't think that's, I mean, as soon as someone does this, it's not unreasonable anymore. At this point, as soon as one player has decided to hit above you know, 1,000, you know, 1,800 or 1,000, you know, at that point, look, you're all in the same lodge, you're on the same team. If one of your teammates is going for it, then you need to back them up. You know, like you're all supposed to be working together, and you may not like it, but I absolutely hate it as well. I absolutely cannot stand this event. I don't. Some part it doesn't seem real to me. Like the fact that you can have 5 units on the field and 2 energy. Some part of it doesn't click. Like I can't concentrate on it the way I would in a normal game, and I've got nothing to contribute to it either because I've never really played a Titan event before. I feel like, you know, I can hit 12 every now and then. Certainly not to Vandal level, but you know, I can do my contribution, but it just doesn't feel. It feels like a weird mini game, right? Like I can't really get enthusiastic about this event. I'm not enjoying it. It just feels so strange and weird. And of course, certain warlords are so dominant. And you know, if Canis goes first, so help you. You know, like if Canis goes first, there isn't really anything you can do. It doesn't matter what your warlord is if Canis goes first. Even Rex, who people are rating above Canis, well, Rex might win against Canis if he goes first, but if Canis goes first, then he beats Rex. So I don't know how you rate one above the other. I really don't. I mean, I picked Sleepless Watcher just because he's guaranteed to go first against Canis. That's really it. Canis got nerfed, Sleepless got that buff to begin with and hasn't been nerfed since. So he's absolutely fine. And you know, talking about Discord, I mean, earlier today, sort of around 3 a.m., when I logged in today, I saw there was a message from 3 a.m. from one of the players just saying, look, we're at 15K. We need to get 10K in 5 days. Are we on track? And you know, I had to reply, like, we're not on track, but we will be. Like, we've now informed everyone, this is it. Like, do your 600. You can do your 600 and then just tell us you're not doing anything else. But you have to hit at least the minimum. You know, at this point, the situation is clear. You have to hit the minimum. Too many players have gone way above. Like, this is, you know, if everyone, you know, just like, this is too much. There's no way this guy doesn't deserve a gold crate. This is stupid. You know, if you get in 2K, you deserve it. And I mean the MVP really, the player that I'm valuing the most is honestly Ryzen, and I should have given him more credit. over here. He's talking to himself because he's a bit annoyed that no one actually mentioned it. But Ryzen didn't want to play this event at all. He didn't want to play it at all. He hates it. Like if you read most of this, it's just Ryzen complaining. He hates the event, right? He doesn't want to play it. But Ryzen's still got, 1,590 here. He's done, like, he deserves gold crate. He deserves more than gold. Like, this is what you should expect. Like, that's reasonable. That's what you should expect if you're in this situation. It's just if players aren't enjoying it, but they enjoy being part of the lodge and they enjoy being part of the team. They may not enjoy this particular event, but they all enjoy working together and they like other players around them that are willing to help them out if they help them out. It's just such a great lodge, and just the confusion from this event because it was just so rubbish. And I thought we were out, but then we were sort of in, and then we've suddenly got players that are most definitely just doing the business. And I don't know. I wish I could work out sort of the best way to handle this in the future, because they're gonna I thought the Magnus events were bad. There was some ridiculous Magnus event. This Titan event is something else. If this happens in the future, then I guess just from day one, the message from the captains and the lodge master has to be, well, if you don't like it, that's fine. Just hit minimum. The more I'm thinking about it, the more I'm talking about it, the more I'm thinking, just hit minimum and then say you're out. Like, no one can really complain. The only time that's frowned upon majorly is if we're going for top 10. Like, if we're going for the top 10 and we're pushing and then someone's going, oh, well, I've got 600, I don't have to do anything else, then we've got a problem, because, that's not on at that point. And all of these players can easily hit 600. This just does like 15.75 right next to 2,655. 1,305. Like that's. But it's due to confusion. If we'd said right from the beginning, I know Nasan and OTR, like in a way I'm sort of shaming them, but it's not fair because they don't know. Like, we didn't say, look, you have to get this. You have to hit minimum from the beginning, because it was so terrible. We thought everyone wasn't playing it. But Robo sort of comes towards the end. It's just so frustrating. Even Phobos at 480, because I know Phobos can do so much more. Blog, if anything, is more aggressive than anyone when it comes to people not hitting minimum. It's just such a great lodge, and it just feels like the biggest misplay in this event had nothing to do with the event. The lesson I'd really like to get from this event is just what to do next. Like, if we have an event like this, because in normal events we just don't have a problem. Like numerous times now we've hit top 10, and numerous times, if a player's feeling it, the whole lodge gets behind them, and we just do something really amazing. And I think it is really amazing. Like, when you look at the lodges around the Scholar, I mean, like, we've been around, I think it's 6 months. I don't really know, but if you look at this list of lodges, I don't know Disgusting Crusade, but I mean Masterclass, Excalibur, Brotherhood, and then these two as well are all experienced lodges, way more experienced than Scholar Progenium. They have been around for a long time. Masterclass, Excalibur have been around for a long time. Brotherhood has been around for like a really long time. You see Disgusting Crusades constantly at the top as well. And then OA is actually our sister lodge, and sort of, we were supposed to be we still are the younger, less experienced lodge. None of us had really encountered a Titan event before. All of OA had encountered a Titan event. Well, most of them had anyway. And it's just like these are sort of OG lodges surrounding us, and Scholar is like the youngest lodge in terms of players, like in terms of amount of time that each player has played the game. I think Scholar Progenium must be the youngest lodge in the top 10 by far. And we normally are. And you have to scroll down a bit, like even this, Astra, Master of the Universe. Although Sinister is LCFRs, and I don't quite know how experienced those players are. But I mean, that's at 15. And if you scroll up these, like these two Russian teams, Traitor's End, OA, like this is like heavy hitters list, and Scholar Progenium has the youngest, hungriest players, and they're absolutely ridiculous. Like, in Lodge Wars right now, I predicted us sort of to be doing it mostly for experience and be sort of like a lower middle team. But I mean, Mycenaeus, Sinbad, and Phobos have suddenly just started beating people left, right, and centre. I don't know if Sinbad's actually lost yet in Lodge Wars. I know he's in sort of like a bit of a down streak on rank. I'm sort of ranting now, but it's just frustration and also an excuse to sort of brag about my lodge because I've been here since the beginning, and I said right at the beginning of the video that sort of you get that open call, right? When the lodge just first is created, it's sort of anyone's welcome. You just bring everyone in and anyone in, and some of it sticks, but some of the players are just sort of extremely casual and not that into the game, or they might perform for a bit, but then they lose interest. And slowly, you just sort of chop away at all the, I don't want to say deadwood, well, I do want to say deadwood actually. You just chop away at all those players that aren't getting it done and aren't doing it and aren't that interested in interacting with the rest of the players. And your lodge gets better and better and more experienced. And you start bringing in better and better players. And the players that leave are the players that can't keep up. And so you end up with, we're now a legitimate top 10 event lodge. And I don't care too much about ranked. I care about event because that's where the prizes are for the lodge. Individually you can be ranked whatever, and all credit to Mycenaeus for being. But I mean, I care more about the lodge and us working as a team, and I care about individual achievements. And I signed us up for Lodge Wars because I wanted us sort of gain experience of tournaments as a team, and maybe bring that back to the lodge and help each other. I don't know. That's what I love playing the game. I just also really love just the idea of just us working together and being a team. The fact that there have been events where I haven't really performed well and other players have just come in and just done like a job. Like there was one event like 5 events ago, not 5 weeks, 5 events ago, and I was just like working, and then there was like 2 days left, and I just had a terrible migraine. I fell asleep. I woke up and we were up like 10k, and I was like, what? What even are these? Like this is just a crazy good lodge, and it's just disappointing. I feel like I made a mistake as a captain, but I feel like it was just misplayed. I don't know if it's too harsh, to say right at the start of an event this bad, look, you guys have to hit minimum. I don't know what else to do because I don't know, I mean, is that unfair? Say to everyone equally you have to hit minimum. Because I think it's more unfair if a player is hitting 1k, we've got players hitting 19, stuff like that. And then, at that point, that's more unfair if they don't get gold crate. Because it's undeniable they deserve gold crate. And, Legtus, only just got here and almost has 2k. And Ryzen just hated it and has, 1500. They just deserve, like, it's more unfair. Like, the idea of just them not getting gold crate is just at this point it's clear we have to hit 25k. There's no way we're not hitting 25k. If I have to do it on my own, we'll hit 25k. It's been a long time since Skull has been in a situation where I've had to do that because slowly our players have gotten better and I've been able to take a back seat. But so help me, if I have to, I'll just get 25k on my own because it's not acceptable. It's not acceptable having players not hitting minimum while other players are hitting 1800. It happens in other lodges. I could tell stories about other lodges where just stupid stuff happens, but I mean that's never really happened in my lodge, and I've never wanted it to happen. I've never intended it to happen. SV's always supposed to have been a lodge where, all those players that get frustrated with their lodge and they feel like they're doing all this work and other players just aren't that interested. They come to SP and they realise that we're all like that. We've all come from crappy lodges that didn't really pull their weight. We were doing so much work and then we didn't really get what we deserved. And you come to SP and everyone's enthusiastic and loves playing. I suppose that's an indictment of the event really, because this event is so bad. Even during Magnus, we all love to play the game. We all absolutely love to play the game. But this event is just so frustrating for some of us. We don't want to play it. We absolutely don't want to play it. I don't know. This is just me sort of saying anything off the top of my head that I can think of about how to handle it in the future, because I really don't know how to handle it, and it's just not representative. This is so stupid. This is so stupid, and it's all due to miscommunication. There is, like 7 at 90 is just, it's due to miscommunication. It's due to players just going, look, this event is absolutely horrible, and us, some of us believe in, okay, well, this isn't, this is an event that is just so stupid and unenjoyable and crappy that we don't want to play it. That's fine. Like, as a lodge, we've decided not to. And then halfway through, like 6 days in, it's only been like, well, what's just happened? So we all need to decide to go or to drop it. And now it's too late. We're just stuck in the stupid. I mean, this isn't really like SP anyway. 4 days to have 16k. That's stupid. There have been times where, I mean, when SP started, Mim Lupin hit 40k on his own, and the reason that Seven and Sinbad are both captains is because they've hit 10k at various points. In fact, I think they've both hit 10k multiple times. It's just, this isn't representative. These scores aren't representative, and we have to hit 25k. And I guess if these scores don't improve, we're gonna have to demote. But I don't even know how to handle it. Do we demote? This is just. It's just an annoying situation, especially annoying because I got back from work and I suddenly realised just what we're looking at, and just the message now needs to be clear. We've got to go. Like, everybody, I know you hate it. We need to go. This is it. Like, get 25k. You can moan about it as much as you want, but it's so clear now that we have to do it. And then hopefully just in the future we can. Maybe we should have just a Discord-wide chat and all decide together if we're doing it or not. I don't know. Hopefully when I look back at this, if there's another crappy event that we absolutely hate, we just, I detest this event. I really don't. It doesn't feel like a real match. It's just too weird having 2 energy, 5 units on the board. I got like some part of my brain just can't quite equate. It doesn't seem to make sense to me. So I just can't get into it. I hate this event. But hopefully in the future we'll handle it better. Hopefully this video at least I can watch it and just realise that it's a failure. It's a failure on my part more than anything, I think, because it's just miscommunication and just the lodge has been mishandled. The worst misplay in this whole event is just the way this was handled, and it's no one's fault. But now that it's happened, everybody needs to go, and if they don't go, then I guess I'll find some way of hitting 25k. But like the reaping after, like it will. I'll be in a bad mood if that happens. If this is exactly the same and I get to 25k and this is still happening, I've already talked to players and I've put a Discord-wide message. Honestly, if this, if I look at this and we get towards the end of the event, I'm already pretty annoyed, more annoyed at myself than anyone else. But I'll lose it. I'll absolutely lose it. We're just not that lodge. I expect so much better from all of these players. We're so much better than this. This is just a mess. This is complete, just stupid. It's just so frustrating. The game shouldn't be like this. In as much as, if you all just work together. The game is so easy and fun. And just this event has been so terrible. And just due to some it's just no one's fault. But we've made the game harder for ourselves. And I'm actually getting annoyed just because we made mistakes. Let's just try and make sure it doesn't happen again. We've got to make sure it doesn't happen again. SP is better than this. All these players are so good. I recruited them all myself. It's just stupid. If we hadn't miscommunicated from the beginning, the fact that Locke is our lowest player, because Locke is a bit, I don't even think 2100 is really accurate. I don't think 2100 is accurate for anyone, even the fact that they're at low. Obviously my rating either. I haven't had the chance to play rank this season. So I'm at 26, but you can imagine as a captain I've been a lot higher than that. A lot higher. But I haven't had a chance to play ranked because I've just been so busy with work. And I don't know. I'll watch it later. If this ever happens again, there's another event like this in the future, we reach a point where players are saying, look, I don't want to play this event. We're going to have to come up with some sort of solution. Because I don't know what is more unfair. Saying, look, you have to play the event. Or saying, look, this guy's got, 13k, this guy's got 26, not 30, you know what I mean, 1300, this guy's got 2600. You can't just give, like, you're actually consciously at this point going, you know what, I know that you've put in the work, you've done more than your share, but I don't care, F you. Like, it's a conscious decision at this point. If players don't get their acts together, you're making a conscious decision for us not to get gold crate and to screw over players who have done it. They didn't like it. I didn't like it. I hate this event. They still did it. They still did it. So what is the most unfair thing? I might just, depends on how things play out. Like, I'm not happy about the situation. If point scores don't change by the end, I guess sort of in times of adversity, you show your true colours. I don't know. It's such an innocent miscommunication, but now that it's happened and we've still got 4 days to rectify it, this isn't going to remain the same. Everyone should be able to hit 600, and I'll be interested to know why people can't hit 600 if they can't. We'll see. Depends on how it happens. I might just have to start recruiting again. This isn't going to happen. I think I misplayed it, but if players, now that it's been made clear, look, your teammates and your lodge mates are all working together. You can't just sit on your backside. If then they're still going, you know what, I don't care, like, I hate the event, F you, I don't care about everyone else in the lodge. I'm not willing to help my teammates out. If you're not willing to help your lodge mates out, why are you in the lodge? Like, you shouldn't be in a lodge. If you're only thinking about yourself, like, we all work together and we all get a goal, there are going to be events where you don't enjoy it, and there are going to be events where you don't do well, but other players in your lodge do well. And, they have massive runs, and, players will get 10k and stuff like that. It's just stupid. It's just, after so long sort of being a lodge that hits 25k, and then the question really is more, do we go for top 10 or do we hit 25k and start collecting tickets? To have this event, it's only this situation. Maybe I just got complacent. It's been so easy the last few months. Even in events where everyone's been struggling. Even in events where Awe's been struggling. And so help me, Awe has some of the best event players as far as I'm concerned. Like Lumi is still, just the player I rate the highest in event. I think Lumi is the best event player. Yeah. And even when Awe's struggling, SP has kept it pretty tight, and it's just frustrating. This has suddenly happened to us. We were doing so well. I don't know. It needs to be handled anyway. I'm just going around in circles now. Mostly because I'm hoping for some sort of solution, or for an epiphany where I'll then go, oh, okay, well, actually, it all makes sense now. This is how it should have been handled all along. It doesn't feel like there's any great way of handling it without seeming like a tyrant. But at this point, I'm willing to be a tyrant because players deserve gold crate. And if I have to say, look, you have to, this is it. Like 600 is the minimum, the bare minimum. You all can hit it, and there are no excuses for not hitting it. I know you hate the event. You think I like the event. I detest the event. I still did it. Everyone did it. There is no excuse. You need to do it. And if then they decide that that's not the lodge they want to be in, it just seems, I don't know, not the way I want to run the lodge, but sometimes you have to be harsh. I'm saying I don't know a lot because it's just not a clear situation. I don't want to be an a-hole to people. But I just have higher expectations. We're so much better than this.